Hey Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot. This is going to be your weekly read from September 1st all the way to September 7th. Welcome to September. Happy solar return to each and every one of you guys. I am sending big hugs and all of my love and light. First, before we get started, I just wanted to say send a huge thank you guys for all the ways that you love and support this channel. Likes, listening, shares, subscribes. It's been incredible, and really this channel would not be growing the way it is without each and every one of you guys and all of your support. That said too, now that we're we've reached over 500 subscribers and we're in the monetization aspects and I'm learning those, I have enabled the super thanks. And so if you'd like to contribute to the channel, help us grow so that we can reinvest, continue making good videos and sending good messages out for you, by all means, please do so. And then two, I also opened up a Sprint Tea store. All of the products on there are basically meant to empower you, to uplift you. And so take a look, let me know what you guys think. No pressure, just saying, but I'm excited to release that to you guys as well. So let's get started because this is an incredible week. For those of you that haven't checked out the weekend read, take a peek. But either way, we are starting out this week walking into September into Uranus's retrograde. And this is a beautiful opportunity for integration, reflection, and inner liberation. But it's also an invitation to tune in with your heightened intuition, your heightened knowing, and the connection to who you are and the potential that exists within you. This is truly the Awakener planet and the planet of freedom. And so it's a wonderful way to walk into our solar return. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this retrograde will actually be a rather long time. It's going to take place from September 1st all the way into January 30th of 2025. So this will carry us through the rest of the year. So we've got time to work with it, which is absolutely an awesome opportunity too. So it's basically the freedom from the known. So what messages here, Spirit, do you have for us as we start out this week? Thank you, Spirit. What messages do you have for us? Okay, so right away, we are pulling the 10 of coins. This is beautiful. Basically, this is where hard work will be rewarded. This is stability. This is success and financial gain, as well as community gain and family. So you may be welcoming new family members in. You may be basically moving to a new community and having your community welcome you in with open arms. But either way, this is where your hard work really pays off. And that's the biggest message to walk into with this week. So it's a wonderful energy here. And then two, what Spirit's also cautioning is be careful not to overwork. This is something where some of us could be feeling where we're working so hard that we're getting a little burnt out. There's a mental or emotional overwhelming and stress about it. But what Spirit wants you to remind you is remember to play just as much as you work. Take that time out to really celebrate yourself, celebrate your successes on how far you've come. And don't forget that, you've done the hard work. You've put that time in. And so it's not about overdoing it, basically, but it's instead about going with the flow. And like I say, this is an opportunity for integration, for reflection, and for inner liberation. And so if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling anxiety or drained or burnt out, especially with Mercury retrograde, good news is we are out of that time, but we're still dealing with the shadow aspect of it. So it'll be another couple weeks into September that you may still feel that, but you'll feel that weight being lifted and you'll feel that lightening of the heart here. Now, also too, I wanted to talk a little bit more about Uranus's retrograde because this is an opportunity basically where, like I say, it's the freedom from the known. It's an opportunity to defy tradition, to embrace change, and most importantly, to stand in your originality that makes you absolutely uniquely you. And with the world, this is where basically, Spirit is saying, we're with you. The divine is with you. The universe is with you. And it's working in your favor. Also, to expect travel. During this time, And also flight. Possibly you guys could be going and doing a long trip, not just a day trip, but actually something that requires you to get off the ground and into the air. And basically, that doesn't surprise me because this retrograde falls in our 9th house, and that's our house of higher learning and adventure. And so some of you guys could be feeling fast movement towards travel or a yearning towards travel here as well. But either way, this is about completion. This is about this journey through the retrograde, which I'm just, through Mercury's retrograde, I should say, where really it's about coming to completion of that, to no longer, to really embrace the love, fall back in love with what you fell in love with in your youth that makes you uniquely you, and no longer putting that inner child aside for the sake of others. And this is a valuable lesson. But like I say, you've come to completion. You've done the work. And now is the time where the universe is in your favor. Success is in your favor. There is reward. And it's through your hard work that you'll be rewarded. Now, that said, like I say, this retrograde is all about higher learning. And so it creates changes, related to how you experience the world around you. And so that's where travel and adventure could really spark your ambition, basically. It's about wanting to experience eye-opening experiences or broadening your horizon. And it's all through that self-reflection that basically will help you in those experiences to lay the groundwork, to hone your skill set. Some of you could be going back to school and pursuing that advanced degree that you've always wanted to obtain, or to seeking out mentorships or looking for mentoring sessions that can help you with different tools that you've really wanted to master. Like you've got them under your belt, but you really want to get that mentorship, that enlightenment from a different perspective, to learn something new about it, to learn deeper about it. Excuse me. This is a time where really, and like I say, it'll go from September to January, but this is a time where you really might be basically inclined to look at those horizons, look at that self-reflection, and get inspired to really raise yourself up, to build yourself up, to really hone in those skills that you know you were born to give to this world. And like I say, I mean, this is kind of cute. I didn't even look until now because I've been speaking and looking at my notes here. But this is about gaining new skills or knowledge. Sorry, I just looked at the card. It's kind of funny though. But this is all about learning. This is all about mastery. And most importantly, it's the reward from your dedication. It's the commitment to yourself. It's the commitment to what you truly want to give in this world. And like I say, right now, you have got the Midas touch. This is absolutely beautiful. This is about holding on to financial success, building financial success, as well as money management, being miserly, spending wisely, managing money in frugality, but also not necessarily frugality, but making smart choices, making smart goals, making wise investments too. And what fell out here is the King of Pentacles in reverse. And so what this also cautions is that ideals overcome sometimes by materialism or by corruption, loss, greed. But this is about a feeling of insecurity. And so Spirit is basically saying there's a reason why you've been holding on. It's really about the fear of the financial insecurity piece is what I'm seeing in this. But what Spirit is also saying in that is remember to hold on to those goals, to not hold on to the materialism piece of where you're going, but to remember the roots, to remember that the best things in life truly are free. Make sure to look past the haves and the have-nots aspects and look at what truly fills your bucket, no matter the price. And you know what I find is the true gift about being a magician and manifesting is, if you, at least for me in my experiences, if one man's trash is another man's treasure, if you can take that thing that's the priceless, basically the refuse, and turn it into the priceless, something that is undefined by price but more defined by the heart. It's amazing what can manifest in that. And that's a true story. I'm an upcycler. I'm sure you can't tell by what I just said there. No pressure. But that's what I'm truly getting out of this. It's about looking at what you've got going on around you, what you're able to harvest, looking at your resources and looking at your ingenuity and turning something that basically was overlooked into something that is an attention getter. And so it's absolutely a gorgeous way of manifestation. Now, what Spirit's also looking at here in a caution is possible financial or spiritual hardship. Financial difficulties is in there twice. There's also a fear of poverty and hard times. This could be a season, basically. And so the good part about this week is that not only are we going into Uranus's retrograde, we are also experiencing on the 2nd the new moon in Virgo. And this is all about harmony in your relationships, the balance within about your masculine and your feminine. And the way that I always say, one of my biggest ambitions in life is to walk through life with androgynous grace. I associate it, I hope you guys can resonate with Virgos being a sign of work, but I associate it through work. I don't really look at it as man's work or women's work. Coming from the country area that I was from, there was a lot of Amish and Mennonite, and so jobs are absolutely defined through gender in a lot of ways. Not to mean that as a poke by any means, it's just what it is. To me, it's more about, it's not man's work or woman's work, it's work, basically, and each one takes such a skill. Some work is diligent, some work is hard work, very manual. Some work is very intellectual, which is just as much with working your muscles. But then there's also tender work, and so there's something really beautiful that I always will have resonate with me about the ideal description of a farmer or of farming, if you look at the farmer's perspective. It's someone that's got the strength within their heart to deliver mercy in times of unfortunate events. It's somebody that has the rough hands that's able to get into the soil, work every single day, rain or shine, through every type of weather, every type of hardship, every type of great time as well. But to endure all of that stress and all of those wide varieties of what comes at you, of unknowns. And then there's also the tenderness, the one that can wake up when they go to feed, when they go to start milking the cows and they realize they've got a calf that they need to deliver. And to have the tenderness in your hands to nurture that baby into the world is another remarkable skill. And so to be able to harness that balance of the masculine and the feminine within each and every one of us, that is the ultimate, that is not only the ultimate learning opportunity through farming and working with your hands, but also too the ultimate opportunity to become your best self, your strongest self, and your greatest self. And if that resonates, by all means put a heart in the comments below, or even maybe possibly look at the super thanks, no pressure. But either way, I love that lesson in life. It's carried me through, and it's one of my most favorite from taking the opportunity to live in the country for a bit and really experience farm life. Now, what's interesting here is, we pulled the 9 of Swords. And so basically this could be where some of you are feeling a lot of self-doubt at this time. Could even be having trouble sleeping because of it. And it's due to these financial woes or financial pieces where you're really being tried and tempted to look at, do I follow my heart? Do I take the easy route? Do I take the social norms route? But that fell, what fell on top of it though, because that was underneath. What fell on top of that is that you've got the Page of Cups. There's new information. There's a youthfulness about you, and you're also following your insight. And so look at what you're nurturing. Look at these are the undercovers of the shadows. But what Spirit wants to remind you is, look, you have done the work. The world is currently spinning in your favor. You have the knowledge, you're seeking new knowledge, and you've got new ideas and new inspiration coming. And so with that new moon in Virgo, it's not only about harmony in your relationships, the balance of the masculine and feminine, but it's here to help you to find more grounding in yourself. It's a time of new beginnings. to figure out what to do with all that you've harvested. It's not necessarily about planting seeds, but it's about looking back at what you've sown. Now is the time late in summer to harvest what you've brought in, to harvest what you've sown, and to figure out what to do with it. And so now is the biggest question of what it really truly is to do with it. And so, another piece to this week is basically the Five of Swords. And so as you see in this guy, basically you're choosing to leave. You're not necessarily admitting defeat, though you may be feeling a bit defeated. But this is about surrendering these fears, surrendering this tension, surrendering this stress, and letting that go, and looking at what you've harvested, looking at the resources around you to gain new inspiration, new ideas, and to use what you've harvested to your benefit. Like I say, it's about taking something that, was priced at zero, taking something that was priceless, priced at zero, and turning it into the priceless, something that's valued by the heart, something that, has something that touches people, that connects people in a way that makes it invaluable. So, like I say, if you guys are doing something here, you've got a new idea, no pressure, but share your story if you feel comfortable. That way we can help lift you up, help support you during this time, let you know that we are with you. We are here to help in any way we can. But either way, this is absolutely gorgeous. Do not let these fears hold you back, because this is the time of a new beginning, like I say, with that new moon in Virgo. And really, what you may be finding in this new moon as well, because it is about, it's about new beginnings in a lot of ways. You may be finding this week there's a lot of introspection about letting go of a dream that has been incredibly disappointing, especially on the financial piece. This week you're learning that where one door closes, another one opens. And when you look back, when I was meditating on this piece for this new moon, one of the big pieces that came out for me was take a look back, step back and look at what you've been struggling with letting go. There may have been a dream that held so much promise that you've held on to so, it's just been an uphill battle in some ways, where you really feel like you're going against the grain, against the flow. This is a time where if you look at what your life was before, the stress, the tension, as you can see with this guy, like these guys are looking this way and they're also looking back at you. They're realizing that at this point, winning at all costs, really you were the cost, unfortunately. But for you, you're standing proud. You still have all your swords with you. They've dropped their swords here at this point, but you are still standing with your shoulders tall. This is still about, like I say, it's about letting go. And so when I was meditating, the big question that was coming through my mind was, doesn't this new world look and feel better than that old one? Boy, all that deceit, all that gossip, all the disingenuous lies, all the backstabbing, the cheating, having to deal with people or work with people that you don't trust, that you're unable to build trust with, that really aren't good partners for you, aren't people that really have your best interest, don't enjoy building people up, but instead tearing people down. You're walking away because now look at the life you've built. You have new ideas. You have wisdom from what you took in those lessons. You have hard work. It inspires you to grow. It inspires you to learn. It inspires you to also look at your money management. It also inspires you to look at your resources, to come up with new ideas, to invent, to be ingenuitive, to use your intuition and to learn to trust yourself again and let others earn your trust as opposed to giving it up so freely. The universe, the divine, is in your favor in this. And really, truly, you are the Queen of Swords at this point. You are truthful. You're standing in your truth. You're open to criticism, but you're also objective. You're looking at things with discernment, and most importantly, you're trusting your discernment. You're using your intelligence, and you're using your rationality and your honesty to stand in your truth and who you are and what you're truly going for, what you're building. And so that's really, it's about coming to the table as your best self. And this is the time really where, like I say, with this retrograde with Uranus, you will really see and visualize the new possibilities. You know, it's a revolutionary vision basically that comes in and urges you for change during this time and helps awaken you in your originality. Helps awaken your ambition and higher learning and also adventure. But it lets you see the potential that exists within you. It helps you know and gain confidence that basically, whatever happens, you can always rebuild because there's something that you have that no one else can take, basically. And it's what inspires you. It's those ideas to create. It's that ambition to build. Now, I did want to go ahead and also do another reading with the Vidakara Tarot here. Look at additional messages. And so what we're pulling right away is the Strength card. You are standing in the strength of ego, not the negativity of ego, mind you, but the kindness, the compassion. This is about triumphing and choosing love over hate, letting go of those who deceived or abused power, who are disingenuous with you in that way, and having the fortitude to know that may be their choice, but that's not who you are. And you're not going to meet them at that level. You're walking away from that and you're choosing to be your highest self. And with the Queen of Wands, this is an optimism. This is self-confidence, but it's also genuine and generous. You're also down to earth and grounded, and your mind is clear at this point. As you can see too, the maiden in the Strength card basically has the strength to tame the lion, within as well as without. And so this is basically coming to the table as your best self, not reacting or giving a reaction to people in the way that they're trying to antagonize you to become, just so that they can use it against you, basically. But instead, it's choosing not to bite, basically. And it's instead choosing to show them how you want to be treated, how you want to be, respected, and also to working through conflict management in taming that beast, basically. Now, with the Knight of Pentacles, too, this is about being overly cautious as well as timid. Also, again, I'm seeing some workaholic burnout aspects as well as some miserly aspects. So this is something where, you really want to look at, again, this new moon, a time of new beginnings, is what to really do with what you've harvested, figuring out what to do. It's not about necessarily working harder. It's about working smarter, right? And also, too, what I see in that is that you could have been enduring, especially Mercury retrograde, or with Mercury retrograde, you could have been experiencing a standstill. Now is the time, basically, that because of that, it could have been, like I say, trying too hard, going against the flow. But really, what Spirit is saying here is it's giving you this time to really grow, to really expand. And now is the time, like I say as well, through this retrograde with Uranus, now that we're moving out of Mercury's, and this retrograde falling in our 9th house, it's all about that higher learning, right? And so with the Page of Pentacles, this is about being a student. This is about obtaining those new skills. Again, I do see potential of seeking out mentorships. I do see an ambition to pursue and go back to school. You could also be dealing with an Aries, a Taurus, or a Gemini at this time too. That may be a good mentor or a mentor that's coming in to help you. And with the Seven of Swords, what I also see here too is that you are moving away from norms. So one of the big things too that I've also doing some, looking at the astrology for this week, there will be basically an intense energy coming in. You've got the moon moving into Scorpio. You also have Mercury being square with Uranus here. Uranus is in Taurus, by the way, as well. And so it can make you feel nervous, hasty, eccentric, but it's a time where ideas can't always be carried out due to impracticalities or due to being convinced of your own opinions rather than being open to seeking other wisdoms, basically, or outside perspectives. The moon trine with Mars during this time too is also giving you a lot of courage and practical action and willpower. And so just make sure to use your discernment. Don't confuse the two. I I guess, is the biggest thing. And I hope that makes sense. If it does and it resonates, by all means, please let me know in the comments below. But what this says basically is that you are moving away from deceptions. You're moving away from ulterior motives, but be careful, because with the Seven of Swords, this is where you do still have some people out there or some issues at hand in your surroundings. So it's basically about paying attention to who you're working with, basically. You may still need to work around some of these people that have some schemes or deceptions underneath their belt, and they may be trying to try it again, basically. But like I say, it's about trusting your intuition and seeing things for what they are. And during this retrograde, you're going to have that heightened intuition and that heightening knowing. You'll be able to see these, see these Seven of Swords for what they are. Now, with the Page of Wands, this is about spirituality. Again, what Spirit is saying is now is the time to explore, be adventurous, start something new. There could also be messengers of good news. This is fire energy as well as Cancerian energy. You could also be receiving a message even from another Virgo, is what I see. Virgo, Cancer, or Leo. But either way, this is good news that's coming in, and it'll be a fresh start, basically. It also is an unlimited potential. Now, what I do see just looking at this combination, though, is I see a lot of innocence coming into you. You've fallen back in youth, or in love with your youth. Fallen back in love with the things and wanting to pursue the things that have really made you uniquely you, that you've always held with you since your youthhood into your adulthood, or childhood into your adulthood. Just be careful. Like I say, you're coming into this very innocently. Not all that glitters is gold. And again, there could be conflict. There could be betrayal with these types of options. So just kind of watch that. Now, with the Knight of Swords, again, this is where you're enthusiastic. What Spirit is also, what I'm reading in this and seeing in this is, use your discernment to seek out who really truly has ill intent, I guess, or how to put it, who has the potential to bite you, basically, who has ulterior motives, who wants you to stay isolated, or who has schemes up their sleeves, basically, or who takes unfair advantages or wins at all costs. And instead, don't let that determine your future. Be wise to who they are. Use your discernment to see people for who they are. But also, too, remember that you are in a competitive environment. You also thrive on challenge, and you're career-driven. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Ten of Cups. Staying in this dynamic energy, focusing on your work with enthusiasm and that youthful enthusiasm with new ideas. Truly, this is the ultimate happiness that you're working towards. Don't pay attention to this BS over here, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Don't let the haters get you down, and don't let them impact you. Keep going. There is a bright future. Don't look back at this. And like I say, now is the time with that new moon where emotions rule and balance rules. And this is a time that's going to help you ground yourself so that this doesn't necessarily impact you. The negativity in your surroundings isn't necessarily going to impede upon your energy and, most importantly, your decisions. You truly do have a genuine joy and a genuine love, and you're surrounded by family. So don't let this pessimism basically change you, I guess is how I would put it. And again, this is an opportunity for integration, for reflection, and for inner liberation. Let that energy carry you through not only this week, but through the end of the year here. And if that resonates, like I say, please, by all means, share your story if you feel comfortable in the comments below, or put a heart, or to even look at a super thanks here as well. Now, I do want to caution you too, as we close out this week, the Sun, which is also in Virgo, is going to be opposition Saturn, which is in Pisces. And so this can cause difficulties in your professional life. You may feel oppressed by those in power, and that may come to the forefront, especially if it's a fatherly role or somebody that holds power over you. What comes to mind is more the emperor role. So this could be basically a person of power that you're having a disagreement with, or that's choosing to oppress you, or choosing to, like I say, antagonize you to then get you to react to use something against you. Again, The world is the world is currently in your favor. Divine is on your side. But what I really got when I was meditating on this, especially because we've got a lot of good energy coming in with a tender and motherly nature on the 5th, between when the moon is in Libra and it's conjunct with Venus, which is also in Libra. What I got with that is, no matter where you come from, focus on what you're made to do, not what you're made of. And with the Ace of Cups here in reverse, like I say, focus on what you're made to do, not what you're made of. You may have come from, like I say, a lot of opposition, a lot of instability. And it's really caused a lot of issues, or it's caused you to hold back for the sake of others. Like I say, you could have been dealing with somebody with addictions. You could have been sacrificing yourself in a lot of ways to help take care of people or to help others fulfill their dreams. What comes to mind for me in my personal life is there was a job that a company I worked for, and as we always made the wrong rendition, or kind of a harsh rendition about it, analogy about it, is, they make a good Kool-Aid. They've got a beautiful story. They've got a beautiful message, and the work that they do truly is good work. But underneath that mask, they are also something different. They are unjust. They're sneaky. They ended up, stealing from their own employees. They ended up downsizing the company during our state lockdown during COVID, and getting rid of departments overnight and not being transparent with the company or the community, which was also very small, by the way, in order to do it. And so it impacted a lot more than just their financial books. It impacted a whole communities, and they were able to do it basically while in the dark, basically. They were able to throw rocks and hide their hands. And that includes, like I say, taking people's retirement without their knowledge. The only way people found out about it, the only way I found out about it, because it happened to me too, was through my paycheck. And believe me, I had to fight to get them to pay it back. In fact, their first solution to try and tell me was, well, don't worry, we can just deduct more out of your paycheck to help you pay it back. Well, I forgot where I was going with that. But either way, getting back to tarot, basically this is where, now I remember, sorry. So this is where basically, look at that old life. Look at all that deception that you were dealing with. And what I found in that situation was, the longer I stayed with them, the more I found that I was sacrificing my own needs, my own goals in life, my own direction in life, for the sake of their needs. And their cause was beautiful. The work that they did was beautiful. But I had more to do in my life, and I wanted to work with partners that I could trust, that I could believe in just as much, and that were genuine just as much as I wanted to hold myself to, in their ethics, in their movement, and in their drive as to what they wanted to accomplish going forward. And like I say, this is a point here during this time, during this retrograde, where during Mercury's retrograde too, in the shadow piece, where not only have you just, looked back and fallen back in love with what makes you you, what makes you tick, but now walking into Uranus's retrograde. This is about freedom from the known, embracing change, embracing your originality, seeking that higher learning and adventure, and creating changes related to how you experience the world around you. Broadening your horizons so that you can lay the groundwork to hone your skill set. This is your justice. This is standing in your truth. And like I say, you will have justice too. It's kind of interesting that it fell out underneath these guys. But what I do see is that balance and harmony is coming to you. Also, be careful not to jump to conclusions, but most importantly, if you are dealing with any type of legality aspects, standing in your truth, speaking your truth, standing in your integrity, that's currently going in your, that is basically Spirit is saying again, the divine is with you. And this is your new beginning, right? It's about taking what you've harvested and figuring out what to do with it. Ooh, sorry, that was one of my kitties in the background there. But also too, this is about personal career development and new action and new ventures. And so if that resonates, like I say, by all means, share your story in the comments below. That way we can help support you and help lift you up, because this is a new beginning during this new moon. It's a time to figure out what to do with all that you've harvested, and to look around, not with the perspective of lack, but with the perspective of abundance, to see all that you've created, how far you've come, using that intuition, celebrating the fact that you know you can trust yourself, and seeking that freedom from the known. Now, because this is all about placings, times of new beginnings, I did also want to pull our place oracles here. This is, especially with helping us find more grounding within ourselves. I really feel like this would be a good oracle to help guide us in those meditations. And so what I've got, okay, well, you've got multiple, the good news is you've got multiple options. But this is really a turning point for you, is what I've got. You are at a crossroads. And during this time here too, you could be finding, like I say, you're at a crossroads. What Spirit is saying is turn to look towards the endless horizons. What points you towards an infinity of options, not options, an infinity of inspiration for ideas. You will find your way, and this will be ones where you get goosebumps. You'll know by your intuition, because your body will react in a positive way through thrill, basically through excitement. Many of you could be looking at something where it's all about performance. It's all about celebration and music. But there is a concert, possibly an event that you'll be going to as well, that'll really inspire you to seek that mentorship, to pursue that higher degree that you've always wanted to. And again, I see travel. This could be something that really takes you on a journey. You could be traveling by train or by subway or railway rather. But either way, it's going to be a winding path wherever you're going. It will be a meandering passage. Enjoy the enjoy the gifts around every turn, because this is one that really absolutely will be a positive. And like I say, your body will know. I'm getting goosebumps right now just meditating on it, or meditatively speaking on it. And so this is something that will thrill you. Find that grounding within yourself and follow the signs to what calls you. When you get your body reacting, when you feel those goosebumps, when you feel that excitement, I guess I relate to like a chihuahua when they shake and they get excited. It's just so cute, I'm just saying, especially when their little butt wiggles. But either way, that's when you'll know. That's that grounding connection. And so I do want to pull also some spirit animals, see what additional guidance we can gain from our ancestors. Spirit, what additional messages do you have for us? Thank you. Okay, the wolf is the pathfinder. And so what this says is release your path. Nope, one more time. Release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher. You help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Remember the strength card. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. Never forget that. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, or even like, share, subscribe. Put a super thanks in. That way we can help the algorithms get this message out to as many Virgos, to reach as many of us as we can. Because absolutely, we are stronger together in getting this message out here together. And supporting each other. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, and then we also pulled the peacock. Wow, I can't talk. But that's about vibrancy. You were born to shine. Don't dim your light for anyone. You were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. Good lesson, just saying. Be grateful for your life. Or be grateful for life, and more good things will come. And so this is about raising your energy through gratitude. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. That's gorgeous. And then at the bottom of the deck, oh, this is beautiful. Okay, I can't resist. Okay, I promise I'll stop. We've got the lizard and the hummingbird. the lizard is about regeneration. And so as a survivor, you are unparalleled. The lizard for me really speaks about movement from not only being a survivor, but being a thriver, taking those wounds and turning them into wisdom. And so no matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. That was confirmation there. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it. We've got some construction outside. But either way, put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. This is that indomitable spirit. And if you need that lift up, no pressure, but I do have a few items in our store that speak to indomitable natures. And so by all means, check them out. If they help you help uplift you, carry you forward, and remember just how strong you are, by all means, it'll help support the channel too. So either way, we support each other and we're stronger together. But check it out. Let me know what you think. And then last but not least, because I can't resist, remember the hummingbird is miracles. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. And so remember, you are the light that walks into the room. Don't ever dim that light. Now, just in case you guys are experiencing any chakra blockages, because I know Mercury retrograde is fun. I'm breaking out my F word. But either way, music therapy is a wonderful way just to unblock chakras, realign that energy. I know I speak to it every week. As a reminder too, just make sure to drink plenty of water, because that way we can detoxify and replenish along the way. And so what I see in this is that we've got an E, 2 E's actually, and an F sharp. And so try playing around with those, fiddle around, let me know what you guys think. But either way, what I see in a lot of this here is we've got our heart chakra. We absolutely have a bit of crown chakra here. I'm sorry, not crown, third eye chakra. And then also the throat chakra. And so this is about basically finding your voice, opening that heart, using that intuition to guide you, aligning with your heart and the mind's eye, and finding your voice, finding your way, and not being silenced. And so this is gorgeous. Like I say, try it out. Hopefully this resonates with realigning those chakras if you are having any issues with them. But either way, guys, I truly appreciate you guys listening, for all your love and support, all the ways that you've supported this channel and helped it grow. I truly am so grateful for each and every one of you. I'm sending all my hugs and my love and light. Till the next reading, have a wonderful week.